So far, Bart and Ayala have been kept separate. But today, the plan is to mimic natural behaviour.
I'm in the women's only waiting room. They're gonna give me my gown. Sounds like graduation, my gown. But yeah.
So the staff have been mobilised and extra reinforcements.
That was 6 months before the
We've got staff around our pallet just to act as deterrent. The positive thing is before we go.
You lot, I'm in this room where they've now given me my gown. Got this on. So, I'm just gonna put on my dressing gown and go back to the waiting room. I put on my bonnet. So, I'm currently in the waiting area. I'm waiting to go in. They have delayed my procedure because I had something to eat. We have to eat about fast for 9 hours. But yeah, so now the procedure's delayed a little bit. But yeah. Just come out of surgery. They gave me this dagger sandwich with a hot chocolate. So I went to the doctors in the morning. However, they delayed my procedure because I had eaten. Yeah, I had some toast at 9 a.m. When you're about to have a hysteroscopy, not as an outpatient, but if you're about to be on a general anesthetic, you shouldn't eat anything. Like, you shouldn't eat anything, and I did. So they ended up, my procedure was meant to be at 11. They ended up postponing it till 3. So just don't eat. If you know you're about to have a hysteroscopy, you're about to be put under general anesthetic, don't, because they're gonna pump water inside of your, like, your uterus, like inside of your reproductive area, and for that you need to not have food in your system for them to do that. In terms of going into the hospital, like, once I was there, I went to see the doctor that was gonna administer the anesthetic. They asked me a bunch of questions and I was able to just answer the questions. It's just like general health, like health history, just making sure that you're not allergic to the anesthetic, you're not allergic to anything, that you know that you're okay, your height. They check, they ask you things, they say things to you like, do just so that when you do have the tube, if you're having any issues within your jaw, like it might be a bit of a difficult one for them to put you under the anesthetic. So there was that conversation with them, and there was also a conversation with the nurse who checked my sizing for them to give me these stockings. I don't know what it's called, but it's them stockings that they give you at the hospital. So they checked my size for that, and then they gave me my gown. Gown, like say it's a graduation. They gave me a gown, and once they gave me a gown, I went to this waiting area where there were other women. I got to speak to other women, and he was like, what are you in for? And we were all just able to speak, and it was almost like a bonding experience, really, because there were women having their fibroids removed, there were women having cysts removed, there were women just going there to check if they have anything, like myself, like it was to check if there is anything, and they were gonna take a lining of my uterus and take to the lab, which is what they've done, and you know, and things like that. So it was a very sobering experience. It was a very, very sobering experience, and it was just nice to have other women there. So I went to the women's only waiting area, and once that was done, I was then able to I was then called, so someone came to get me. So this was an individual who will take you from the waiting area and take you to the theatres area. So once they took me to the theatres area, I sat there, waited for a while. They gave me a pillow. They give you like this pillow. They gave me a pillow. I sat there with a pillow. And then these other people came and they put the cannula on my hand. Don't know if you can see this thing here. Just left a little mark, but it's fine. They put me on a cannula, and I was just, and they told me to lay down on a bed. So I laid down on a bed. At that point, I had already put my gown on. I had nothing underneath. They gave me like these panty. Oh my gosh, if you see the panty that they give you at the hospital, yeah, those panties are so jokes. So they gave me those panties, and then I just laid there, and they put the cannula, and they just started asking me questions, like just general conversation. And then I noticed as she's talking to me, I'm going away, and I shouted, you did something to me. I noticed I was drifting. I was like, you did something to me. She was like, just a little thing. And then I was gone. From there, I was gone. And when I woke up, I was already in a recovery ward. I was already in a different place. They had already done it. I was like this, touching myself. I was like this, and you know, and sort of like checking, like, where am I? There were other men in the ward. To be honest, I was the only female in the ward. There was three men opposite me, but I already done my research, so I knew that in the wards there would be the men there, which I didn't feel too comfortable about, because I was vulnerable. But then again, everyone there is vulnerable because everyone there's had just come out of surgery. So and there was a nurse that was with me. I had my own nurse that was with me at all times. Like, she did not leave my side, which was really good. And it was a humbling experience because they were like, oh, have you urinated yet? Like, and it took me so long to urinate. Like, it took me so long to wee. And they were like, you know, we can't let you leave until you wee, until you've urinated. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I was like, how do I go to the toilet? And there was all these like machines and all these things onto me. I was like, how do I go to the toilet? They were like, no, you can wee right here. I was like, what? I was like, what? What do you mean? You want me to wee here? And she was like, yeah, we're going to close the curtains. No one's going to come in, promise. So, like I said, the nurse that was with me, she got like this little like basin like thing. It's similar to, you know, the one that they vomit on. So it was similar to that one, but this is more like a toilet. So she got it and she closed the curtain, and I lifted my gown up. I was like, where's my underwear? I remember I still had like the general anesthetic, like sort of, you know, within my system. And to be honest, man, the nurse was like, you took so long to wake up, like you slept for so long. In my mind, I was like, was I dead? Yo, I was bugging out. But yeah, so I had I sat down on the basin. The nurse helped me put the basin sort of like underneath me, and I couldn't wee. It was taking so long to wee. And I was just like to her, I was like, nurse, she came, I was like, I can't wee. She was like, don't worry, just sit on it for a minute and you're gonna be fine. And I just sat there and I was literally like this in bed, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've lost my ability to wee. Something so simple, something that I take for granted every day. Like, I just get up and I go to the toilet and I wee. I'm now laying down in this hospital and I just can't wee. eventually I did wee, and when I did, like, I weed a lot. And then the nurse was like, okay, call me when you're done, okay? I finished weeing. And she was like, and I called her, and she came, and she got some tissue, and she wiped me. And in my mind I was like, someone else is wiping me from going to the toilet. I only done a number one, but still, like, it was just such a sobering, like, she was just, oh my gosh, like, wow, just wow, like you nurses, I don't know what to say, but I was so grateful to that nurse. And she didn't leave my side. I was like, nurse, nurse, I need a sick note. She was like, don't worry, I got you. I was like, I need a sick note. She's like, don't worry, I got you. I was like, cool, thank you. And she went to look for the doctors, because one of the doctors had to sign it off. She went to look for the doctors, and they gave me 10 days off. And she was like, if you need any more than that, you can just contact the GP, or you can come back here, and we can sort you out. And I was like, thank you. To be honest, I'm one of those people, I love to work, so I don't even like so much time off. For what? For me, it's like, oh, why have I got so much time off? Like, I like to work. I like working. But yeah, so that was that anyway. After that place, I then went to another place where it was sort of like back to the gynecology, like that's like the last area where they give you a box. I forgot to say, they give you a box, and that box is literally for you to keep all your stuff, and they lock it. So I was just like, I need my phone, because I need to call my family, because I need to call someone to come and get me. And they were like, don't worry, we already have the number. So when you first go there, you sign like, what do you call it? You sign, like, you give them like information of your next of kin and things like that. But I just wanted my phone, man. I just really, really wanted my phone. But yeah, so that was that. I'm now just taking my time to recover. And I'm so grateful to God. You know, I've been getting flowers, and just been receiving so many messages of like my family members and people that just love me and care about me and things like that. And I'm so blessed. I feel so blessed. Make sure you're advocating for yourself, okay? Make sure that you're looking after yourself, and you're putting your health first. Getting the bag is cool. You can get the bag, that's fine. You can get the bag, but you don't have to run after the bag. You can walk. You can walk. Shoot, sometimes let the bag come to you. Sometimes sit down and say, you know what, I've done a lot already. Let me see the fruits of my labor. And that's how the bag will come to you. So we're always chasing the bag. We're always saying, yeah, chase the bag, chase the money, do what you need to do. But sometimes you got to sit down and think, actually, how much have I already done? Okay, I've done a lot. Right, cool. Let me now let the success just show itself. You know. And I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful to my family. Like, we are prayer warriors. Like, between myself, my auntie, my cousins, my mother, my sister, we're just prayer warriors. Like, and I just always make it on the other side. That's all I know. I just always make it on the other side. So yeah, so I thought, you know, let me bring this to my channel, because it's one of the reasons why I didn't post for a long time anyway. So not that I owe anybody anything. Like, I don't owe anybody anything. Like, if I don't have the capacity to bring content, I won't. But you know, it's a community. I'm building a community. We are building a community. And yeah, I thought I'd bring you guys in. I might not always share everything, which is my own personal choice, but you know, some things, if I feel led by the spirit, I feel led by the Holy Spirit, I will bring it to the channel. Because I know so many women are going through things like this. When I went to look for, you know, women talking about having gone through hysteroscopy, no one was really talking about it. I saw two black women that spoke about the procedure, and it was like, and they were all in America. Like, I didn't see anybody in the UK talking about it. So I thought, yeah, let me talk about the hysteroscopy. Like, why not? Let's talk about it. Like, and I know it can be embarrassing sometimes, but you know, if you're a woman, you have a vagina, you have a reproductive system, it's okay, we can talk about it. Thank you for watching this video. I'm super tired now, but yeah. So, whew, well, until next time.